Definitely. I think there should be more awareness, especially college campuses, even at a young age.
I think that it varies a lot more than I think that it does. I think that people are more educated than they are, I guess is what it is. I definitely know people who don't consider some things sexual violence that definitely are.
I think people just justify it in their own minds.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Like, education is more avoiding those topics.
I don't know, I use a lot of instinct, you know, like if I don't feel comfortable around someone, I just don't surround myself with them.
Yeah, I don't walk alone really ever at night. But if I had to for some reason, I usually just call a shuttle.
Yeah. Self-defense classes.
Don't leave girlfriends alone ever.
Probably in the state of Connecticut, yeah, just because the laws, like if you report something or put a, what's it called, like a restraining order on someone, it automatically goes back to you also. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people won't.
But this one has shattered lives and divided an all-American town in a most dramatic and public way. And accusations of sexual assault.
It is a high-profile case that has turned the small, close-knit town of Steubenville, Ohio, upside down. Two high school football standouts are charged with sexually assaulting an intoxicated 16-year-old girl. The question, was the girl too drunk to consent to sex? The two defendants, Malik Richmond, 16, and Trent Mays, 17, apparently had already been prosecuted, defended, and judged in blog posts and YouTube videos, on Facebook and on Twitter. Malik Richmond, who maintains his innocence, spoke to us in an ABC News exclusive. Malik says the 16-year-old girl was awake and a willing participant in the photo that was a joke.
The photo doesn't suggest that a person is substantially impaired. It just suggests that a person is being
You
carried.
don't think that looks like substantial impairment?
We don't
thinking that a girl who keeps repeatedly throwing up was pretty drunk.
No, because it's natural.
You see that a lot
Yeah,
at parties?
not just at parties. You see it everywhere. You can see that at a football game. You can see that at a concert.
People throwing up because they've had too much to drink?
You can see that in.
The tweets appear to reference a sexual assault. One read, "Song of the Night is definitely Rape Me" by Nirvana. Another, "Rest in peace to the person that died. You went out doing it big." A cell phone video of a boy laughing about an alleged assault is posted online by the group Anonymous.
She is so great.
Hi Rachel, it's Rebecca. How are you?
I think that sex crimes are grossly underreported and underconvicted.
Absolutely. It's one of the most underreported crimes of all major crimes, and I think that's also because of the social stigma out there. Culturally, some people don't report because of certain cultural barriers. People don't come forward because of who the perpetrator could be. People don't come forward because of the stigma of what sexual assault is, based on someone's gender or race. That could also affect whether or not they come forward. So absolutely, it's underreported.
Do you think that victim blaming and rape culture prevent victims from coming forward a lot of the time?
Definitely. I think society has a lot to do with that too. You know, like the things we see on pop culture, so like music videos and TV shows and stuff like that, I think, and also the attitudes that people still, unfortunately, in this day and age, have the attitudes of, how someone dresses makes someone more vulnerable. And I think until we educate folks that that is not why sexual assault occurs, I think those victim-blaming ideas are still going to kind of exist.
In a survey, it showed that most people think that 20% of sexual assault reports are false, when in actuality 2% are. Do you think that this factor is keeping victims silent?
Right, and I think that, again, kind of society helps to perpetuate that idea. I think as soon as you see a case where someone has falsely reported and there's charges against that person for filing that false report, then I think it's kind of all over the media all day, every day for the next few days, as opposed to kind of understanding the dynamics as far as why someone, and just because someone goes and files a police report, if they take their story back, a lot of people think that by taking their story back, it means they're not telling the truth, and that's not the case, knowing the dynamics of sexual assault and how people are affected by trauma.
Okay. What effect do you think that sexual assault has on a person's mental health?
Greatly. I think the one thing to realize is that sexual assault, or sexual violence in general, affects everybody differently. So while people can have similar experiences, the way one person is affected may not be the way the other person is affected. So somebody may, it may take a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months to kind of get back to normal. Somebody else, it could be years, it could be decades until they're able to get back to quote-unquote normal.
Do you think that awareness about sexual violence needs to be raised?
Absolutely. Because I think that without awareness, we're still going to have those low numbers of rates of sexual assault. So like the statistics show that 1 in 4 women are victims of sexual assault, 1 in 6 men, and I think that, and those are reported cases of sexual assault. So I can only imagine that with raising awareness, with getting the word out, with showing people where their resources are and allowing them to feel comfortable to come forward, that those rates are going to skyrocket, especially amongst men, because I still think there's somewhat of a stigma. But I think awareness and education is